It's Friday the 28th of November, and this is This Week in Tabletop RPG, brought to you by EN World. Darrington Press has announced the first expansion for Daggerheart, which adds 4 new subclasses, a new domain, and several other new character building options. There will also be over 130 adversaries and 28 new environments in the books, along with 4 new campaign frames. Daggerheart Hope and Fear will launch in summer 2026 for $40 for the standard edition. There'll also be a deluxe edition which has a gold foil box, dice, alternative art covers, and a rip pad with various sheets for the game, and that'll be priced at $120. The first episode of The Mighty Nein, a new animated series based on Critical Role's second campaign, is now available on YouTube and Prime Video. While set in the same world as the Legends of Vox Machina, The Mighty Nein is a standalone series and requires no previous knowledge of either Critical Role or the Legend of Vox Machina. The D&D Magic the Gathering crossover book Lorwyn First Light has now been released on D&D Beyond for $14.99. The digital-only release includes the Lorwyn Changeling. This is different from the Eberron Changeling in very interesting ways. It's also got the Rhymekin, which is like an ice person species, and there are 2 new elven lineages as well. The feats are Shadowmoor Hexer and Child of the Sun. In other Forgotten Realms news, creator Ed Greenwood has announced on the public Patreon post that he'll be writing 4 new Forgotten Realms guidebooks in 2026. There's also an official site for it over on Mythmakers. All 4 books will be published on the Dungeon Masters Guild, and each source book focuses on fleshing out the Dale Lands regions, with planned releases in quarterly instalments. The 4 books are Guide to the Dale Lands, which is a regional source book for both DMs and players, Insights of the Dale Lands, which is geared towards social encounters. So it's not just inns, it's also got NPCs, mini-games, social occasions, festivals, that sort of thing. Then there's Delves of the Dale Lands, which is a collection of dangerous locations to serve as fodder for adventurers. And then you have Adventures in the Dale Lands, which is an anthology of adventures for levels 1 through 12. Shawn Levy has provided a brief update on the Forgotten Realms series, which is in development with Netflix currently. Speaking ahead of the 5th and final season of Stranger Things, Levy was asked about the progress of the new Dungeons & Dragons series that he's producing on Netflix. The quote he said is, "I think that the reason it's taken so long and the reason why it's a challenging process is that you're not adapting a story IP. You're adapting a world and a lexicon and a spirit, but story needs to be invented largely from scratch, and it needs to be invented in a way that feels organic to everything that's great about D&D. Announced earlier this year, Netflix is developing a live-action television series tied to the Forgotten Realms, but no further details have been provided about the nature of this series. Levy's comments here suggest that they're developing an original storyline as opposed to adapting a novel or adventure story into the TV show. If you'd like to hear these stories discussed in more detail, you can listen to Morris's unofficial Tabletop RPG Talk podcast, or you can read all about it at enworld.org. I am Jessica, and that was This Week in Tabletop RPG.